Hello Libra, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Libra for the week of November 14th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Libra, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you. Now I'm using the Tarot Muka as well as the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. As always, there are links to all of these decks in the description below this video if you'd like to check them out for yourself. Do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for future updates from me. All right, Libra. Let's go and see what we have here. Got a card here. Actually, let's see what this card is. I want to see what this card is. We'll, I don't know, we'll put it to the side. All right, so another page. Okay, we'll put it over here. I felt like taking that. I normally don't take it, but it was calling out to me. So, so you have the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands, and then this card that I felt like taking here, there's actually like a, I don't know, that hasn't happened to any of my cards, and I was like, well, let me take this, and then so it's the Page of Wands. So we have 3 pages here showing up. All right, so what does that mean? Well, that's an abundance of opportunity, okay? Pages are messages or messengers from the universe in some respects, especially the Page of Wands, which wands can be like the energy of energy in the tarot. And, you know, Page of Wands might be a job offer. The Page of Pentacles might be some sort of prospect in your financial life, whether that be a job raise or an investment or selling something such as your home or whatever, or getting into grad school or university. The Page of Cups might be a prospect or an invitation in your romantic life, or it could be something that makes you happy. The point being is you have prospects or opportunities or offers, invitations in a bunch of different areas in your life here, showing up in the reading, okay? And, you know, I do think that something's turning around for you here, Libra, is what I feel at this time. I feel like maybe some of you have gone through something maybe a little bit challenging here, but there are opportunities here on the horizon. I also think that you're going to have a busy period of time. You're going to have a communicative period of time, meaning that you will have lots of conversations with other people in this week. And, you know, the holidays are right around the corner, right? And, you know, I do think that there's just going to be a lot going on for you. In the overall situation, we do have this aforementioned Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups, as I said, this is maybe something connected to love in your life. You know, we do see you walking away here in the future, and so the love portion, what I really want to do is get another, a card to clarify it here, but I'll also read the Page of Wands with it, which Page of Wands might be a job offer or opportunity. So you have Page of Cups, Page of Wands. Page of Wands could also be something that really inspires you or excites you, and as the sort of overall energies here. And so, you know, for some of you looking for a job, you may be weighing this option of like, okay, I want to change my job, and if I do this, I want to make sure that I'm moving in a direction that makes me happy. Okay, some of you aren't going to just take a job to take a job. You know, you're going to take a job that makes you fulfilled or that makes you happy, and you're understanding or you're recognizing the value in that. Now, in the past, you have the Sun and the Page of Pentacles. Clearly here, you have been sort of blessed with an opportunity or prospect in your life for some of you. Now, these pages, they could also represent qualities of yourself. And so if it's not like, if these pages literally are not like people coming in or like downloads of information coming in, this could say, for example, the Page of Pentacles could say that you are somebody who is hardworking and practical, you know, in your life. You take a sort of down-to-earth approach, and you recognize the value of putting in time, energy, and effort into something to bring about a prospect. This is also somebody who takes a studious approach to life. This might be somebody who's a lifelong learner as well. But the point is, you have this here with the sun. So the sun illuminates the truth in one's life. The sun is, for me, the best omen to find in a tarot reading. It's total happiness, positivity, good energy, and success. But it can also, if it's not about those things, the sun can illuminate the truth in your life. There might have been like, you may just have felt like a wave of inspiration to do something here recently, and this felt like an illumination in your life here recently with the sun and all of these pages. Like, you may just feel like, okay, I really got to go do this. I really got to go do this thing, or I really have to investigate what's out there for me. Some of you you might resonate with that in this reading. Now, in the future, you have the Eight of Cups as well as the Moon card. So this is, the Eight of Cups as well as the High Priestess. My apologies. I see the moons here, but this is the High Priestess. So, listen, so the Eight of Cups represents you walking away from something that's not working. So if there's a connection or a relationship or something here falling out, it's meant to fall out. That's probably not what you want to hear, but the truth is it's meant to fall out, and I actually love the Eight of Cups because this person here is, they are taking an empowered step forward, and they're saying, you know what, I don't need to hold on to these things that don't really fulfill me anymore. I can go in a new direction that makes me happy, that actually makes me fulfilled or actually makes me happy in my life. The High Priestess, this is somebody who is deeply intuitive. This is somebody who's deeply spiritual. It can also be, this person can show up in if it's a person, it can show up in your life as somebody who is a way shower for you, and just somebody who really helps you think or approach something in a different way, like in a truly different way. The High Priestess can also just be, if this isn't about a person or if it's not about your intuition, the High Priestess might say that there's something that is just a little bit mysterious in your life right now. And, if I'm looking at this here with the Eight of Cups, it's like sometimes when we walk into the unknown, I feel like some of you, I think some of you are just walking into the unknown. I think if you're walking away from something, it's like you just don't know what the outcome is yet. And sometimes we have to make those moves in life, right? So, wow, this reading is starting off on a very high note, but it seems like there's just a lot of news or a lot of things going on here for you in this week. So let's go ahead and let's start to clarify. So you have the Four of Wands, you have the Two of Swords, you have the Five of Swords, and you have the Strength card. All right, so there's clearly something here that you're struggling to accept, potentially, Libra. There's something here that you're struggling to accept. The reason I say that is because you have the Two of Swords, which is, that card comes forward to sometimes remind ourselves that we need to look at our situation in an objective way. There are times in life where we just have to be brutally honest with ourselves, That's the idea of the Two of Swords. And you have it here with the Five of Swords. It's like there's something here that you're having a hard time accepting. And what I mean by that is like more so, there's something that is falling out here and you're having a hard time with that. Okay, because the truth has clearly been illuminated here for you in the past with the Sun card. This might be around, for some of you, this could be around the marriage. Here, as you have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a major card of marriage. Eight of Cups, like I said, walking away. And, there might have been secrets or something. Take it as it resonates. If your relationship's going very well, then you have nothing to worry about. Just always keep that in mind when you watch my readings. If you know that your relationship's going well, then that message is not for you and you should drop that message. As I say at the beginning of every reading, take what resonates, drop what doesn't. Anyway, some of you, there might just been a truth illuminated here about your relationship with the Four of Wands. There's also maybe a truth that's been illuminated here around a situation that you thought was stable. And maybe it's stable, but there's something that's a little bit off, about it, okay? And some of you maybe are needing to look at it here with the Two of Swords, Five of Swords, and this Four of Wands in the past. Page of Wands, again, I don't know why I'm just feeling the need to really talk about that, but again, it's like some of you need inspiration, okay? I feel like some of you here need some inspiration in your life at this time. You have the Strength card, which is about overcoming internal obstacles or inner obstacles, or having inner strength to have the courage, like displaying inner strength to like have the courage to work through something, or to battle through or power through something. That's the idea of this Strength card. And it can also talk about like somebody who needs to be brave at this time and kind of display that attribute. Now, if you're looking at this here with the Eight of Cups, this walking away energy here with the Strength card, it's like displaying bravery here. Some of you need to walk away. You need to go in a new direction. You need to walk away. But this is not something that's easy to do. And, that's where I think the courage and the bravery message here is coming in. And it's like also looking at this situation plainly. Let's go ahead, and that is to say objectively, completely and totally objectively. Let's go ahead and take a look at the oracles here. Let's take a look at the oracles here. All right. Okay. We'll go ahead and do these two at a time. So you have Guardian Angel, you are not alone, as well as Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. All right, so some of you here have some releasing to do. It's hard for air signs to do that sometimes. It is sometimes hard for air signs to do that. I can speak from experience as a fellow Libra. But there might be some emotional releasing here that needs to be had. You have Wise One, grow within your current situation, as well as Snake, shed old skin. There is simply something with this Snake card that you have outgrown. You have outgrown this idea of grow within your current situation. It's a little bit different, but I think that you've outgrown a situation. And letting go of this, in other words, walking away from this, is an act of bravery for you. Okay, it's a total act of bravery to let you go, to let go of someone, or to let go of this situation here. And the truth is, like the snake, we do shed our skin throughout our lives, right? Is that not right? I'm sure everybody can experience that, where there are just things, or everybody can relate to that, where there are just things that we simply outgrow. And whether this is a relationship, or this is a job, or a career, a location, many people are afraid to leave where they were born or where they have grown up. But the truth is that there are times where we just outgrow our situation. And that message is coming in. So you can't even make this up. We have all 4 pages with the Page of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So this has happened before, but very rarely, right? So in other words, remember, I just felt like I needed to take this at the beginning of this reading, this Page of Wands. It has happened before, but very rarely have I seen all 4 pages come out in a reading. So what does that mean? Well, I think that you've been bombarded here with news. Like, I think you've been absolutely bombarded with news in your life. Like, I think that there have been conversations. I feel like maybe you've had to be a bunch of different places at once recently. I'm getting the word exhausted coming in. I almost feel like some of you have been all over the place. And I also think that there's been like a convergence of events. Even though pages represent news and knights represent events, I think that there's just been like convergence here of like news, events, situations that has happened in your life recently with all of these pages. And I think it's literally been for the people watching this in different areas, because we have it in each suit here with all of the pages available in the tarot coming out. I mean, I think some of you have really, and I think it's maybe even been a mix of some challenging news, disappointing news, and really good news. And, you know, if you haven't gotten the good news yet, you know, it could be on the way here, even though the sun is in the past, which to me would suggest that you've received some good news. But it's like the future's not bad either, especially because you have this Ace of Cups, Page of Cups. I definitely like that for you for love here if you are single. This is, I think I'm talking to single people here, because Ace of Cups might represent new love. Page of Cups might represent like starting a new relationship, or meeting somebody where you start a new relationship. The Knight of Swords would be an event that happens in your life very quickly. So quickly, in fact, that it is like a little bit chaotic, or even like just something that you can't really prepare for. It's just an event that happens, you know, that happens out of nowhere. You have the King of Wands, and you also have the Six of Pentacles. So the King of Wands represents, you know, it's been coming in for a lot of people, but I'm glad to see it, because I, you know, personally, I think the King of Wands is a great card. It is somebody who is truly independent, and somebody who is seriously focused on following their passion in life. They're the most passionate person in the room. If you find them working for somebody, oftentimes you'll see them as an entrepreneur type. And the Six of Pentacles, you know, this is the idea that the act of giving is just as important as receiving. It's give and take. It's a give and take type of energy. And it says that, you know, as you give, you receive. But there are times in life where we need to show up for ourselves, right? Like for ourselves, and like we need to give to ourselves at times as well. You know, I think that for some of you, you're going to be doing this by walking away. The way that you give back to yourself here is by walking away or letting go of something that's not serving you. At the top of the pyramid, we have another knight. So we have Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, plus all 4 pages. So we've got a lot of people here showing up, but the Knight of Wands in particular is about going to new places. Okay, this can literally be one of the biggest cards signifying a move of location. It can also signify a move in your business. It can be travel, maybe even foreign travel, or travel to distant places or distant lands. It can also say that you're a jack of all trades, which, you know, we now close this out here with a lot of talent energy with the Page of the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. We do have the Page, of course, as well. But, you know, I think for many of you, this is about leaving. And, you know, I think for some of you, this might like quite literally mean you going to a new place. But on the bottom, you do have this Five of Pentacles here, which to me suggests that for some of you, you're a little bit stuck. And, you know, I think that there's like a really sort of like a ripping off of the Band-Aid here that I think needs to happen. And I think as you do that, you'll feel so much better. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. And I will see you in the next reading.